Okay, boomer.
Down south, hood baby, make all the girls go crazy,
Go stupid, but you smart like an A+ student. Up now, right now, looking for your love right now. Up now, look around, turn my stomach upside down. La la la. I found your hair tie in my car. I could only.
What's up, boomers?
How goes it?
Yo.
I'm chilling, man. I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. I had an interesting Wednesday today. I rescued a baby dog today. Little tiny baby dog. Yeah, I was like, I pulled up to my job site this morning, and my coworker almost ran over this little fuzzball in the middle of the parking lot. It's like 9 degrees outside. I'm like, what are you doing? It was this old, blind, senior little dog named Amy. It's crazy. But we got her home. We got her safe. Mission accomplished.
Nice. Good job, dude.
Cool.
So, look, there's not a whole lot that I really want to talk about in terms of Star Wars news because there's Kenobi. I'm not doing as much as Obsession is doing in terms of trying to stay away from the leaks and stuff like that. I don't mind leaks. There's been some cool speculation, some rumors about Inquisitors and stuff like that, but nothing concrete enough for me to go crazy over it. So what's been dominating the news right now is the Galactic Star Cruiser. In all of its glory. Have you guys been checking any of it out?
I have.
I saw that initial tease where they had the kid walking around with her on the tour, and that was about it.
He was just like hyped out of his freaking mind.
Oh yeah, that was the guy from the Goldbergs, right?
Yeah, it was the dude from the Goldbergs, though. Man,
Yeah.
they're paying you good.
Mm-hmm.
He was hyped. Obsession, what do you think? When are you getting your tickets?
I mean, I'm not going to go anyway, so I really haven't been paying attention. I mean, it's not like I can, afford that kind of weekend.
Seriously, get your tickets.
So, like, I got to get the money first to get the tickets. But that's a trip to Hawaii, bro. That's a European vacation. Like, let's be real.
That's like a 2-month European vacation, bro. $6
Mhm.
grand? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, for me, it let them iron it out. It's gonna everything can change at any given time. It's already changed from the initial stuff that I saw months ago that people were complaining about. It's not what it was. So yeah, man. I mean, let them work it out. I understand why they're rolling people out in box trucks and not party vans with see-through glass because they're trying to keep some secrets in the box right now and waiting for the general public release. But I mean, everybody's just bagging on them because you had a semi that didn't have the Star Wars stuff. It just looked like the trash was getting taken out. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. I'm not saying
you should say that. I have a picture of it.
I mean, I know. I'm sure you do. It's loaded up because it's shit central and everybody's jumping on the shit wagon.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. Okay, because I think this is an interesting part of the conversation. Now, you can see one side of it is all dolled up with Star Wars and the rest isn't, right? Doesn't it make sense that they pull this thing up to a side of the hotel and then they have like a slide that comes out so it makes it look like you're just exiting the Star Cruiser?
Yes.
Doesn't that make sense? Yeah.
Absolutely. That door opens or gets pushed to the side or whatever
There's
they
like
do
a little
with it.
shuttle in there.
And then it's like, this is welcome to Shuttle Tidarian, welcome to your destination. But I mean, geez, guys, let them get the shit out before you just throw your poop in a bag, light it on fire, and leave it on the porch.
Oh, I'm not done yet.
It's poop again.
Does this feels like a real elevator? What's going on here? No. Hold on. We're going up.
Did I hear a truck start? That's definitely a Suzu 2021.
Was that a ding? The
No,
elevator literally just
that's
dinged?
a Gonk 150.
I'm sure they're seatbelted into some very fancy seats in there. I'm sure there's probably either a crew member doing this as the bumps down the road or whatever is happening in there. Maybe there's some display about what's going on and what they're in for. I don't know.
This one I didn't get. So people were like, they're in a van down by the river. I'm like, well, okay, I get this. Like, this makes sense. Okay. I probably would have built like a little railroad or something to go to and from the park. Maybe that was out of the question. Who knows?
Hire Tesla. They'll build a tunnel under that'll ship in
maglev
Teslas
train
and be done. and it's a small world ride on the way there. Call it a day, but yeah, just whatever.
Okay, so that one's not so bad. An obsession. We were kind of talking about this in the backstage. It's like, well, you're never gonna go. Why are you upset about it?
Are you gonna go? Are you taking your wife for your wedding? Is this your honeymoon?
What are you so
Is this
upset
gonna be your
about?
honeymoon? Is she down with lightsabers and lightsaber training and going to the bar and having some Twi'leks dancing and serving you drinks? I mean, is this what you're doing for your honeymoon?
I could have done that lightsaber training in my kitchen for
Bro,
about
I got
$35.
I got an AR that does the same thing here for 1995. Like, come on. I'm not. What I'm saying is, are you going? Are any of us going?
No,
That's
I still
negative.
haven't been to Galaxy's Edge.
Thank
By
you.
the
Me
time I
haven't
get
either.
down there,
Me
it's not
neither,
even going
right?
to be
So-
Batuu anymore.
Let's have some fun in the past while they work out all the stuff now. You're gonna get all the good toys in there eventually anyway. Let them work it out.
I'm sorry. I've been a bad YouTuber. I haven't even said hi to the chat yet. Hello, everybody in chat. I apologize. I'm so
You guys don't
Roger.
understand. We was in the back doing the thing back there, and we just got him all riled up, so he forgot about you guys was there.
I'm sorry. Dan the man, what's going on? Leia Rose, hello.
What up?
D, what's going on? Lady, hey. She's like, can I get in there? It's the Boomer Council. It's always only been the four of us. Hawk Spidey, what's up? How's everybody doing? I'm sorry if I missed anybody. T David, what's up? Jedi Scum's in here. Hello, Ronnie. How you doing? Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry.
We're
Mexican
gonna
Iron
kill
Man.
a youngling for Mexican Iron Man.
Yeah. I was getting back to it. Leave me
We
alone.
got to.
All right, Mexican Iron Man. I should say, like he says, on behalf of all Mexicans, I hereby vote to rename the box truck human trafficking transport to be named Galactic Coyote 1.
You have the worst Mexican accent ever.
He doesn't have a Mexican accent.
But your interpretation was
Sounded
awful.
sounded exactly like Mike's. I'm telling you right now, it sounded exactly like Mike. Thank you, Mike. Glad to have you here, buddy.
Thank you.
Another youngling.
Oh, I'm so glad Obsession's back because I was really hurting my hand taking
It's
over
tough,
the slack.
dude. You think it's easy until you got to do it, and then it's you,
Not
and
easy.
then you're like, "Ow, man! I'm
Okay.
Can you bring me some ice?"
All right, let's pull up the rest of these. So we were talking about like why is it that you're so ripped up about this? What is it? And for me, it really boils down to continued, basically, essentially
Hold on.
profiting
Don't
off
go
of a
to next.
franchise that you don't understand.
Let's discuss, since we don't have large topic of conversation. We can linger. What upsets you about this? Is going to be like an ink blot test at a
This actually
psychiatrist right now.
looked pretty good.
What
we're doing a
bothers you
Rorschach?
about this picture? What do you see here?
Well, if you were gonna let me talk, I was gonna say this actually looks pretty good.
This looks better than what I've seen. This
Sorry.
looks better
like
than
it
what
too.
I've seen, but this still looks more like Star Trek to me.
Okay.
But better.
Stargate to me, but yeah, I mean, same
This
franchise.
doesn't scream Star Wars right here, but it's closer.
Scotty?
I mean, is this the van? Is this the inside of the van?
No, this ain't the fucking
Because if this is the inside of the van, then worth it.
But if we really think about it too, man, it's like they got people building these same sets in the movies. Why can't they just build that same stuff in the thing? Like in this truck, how hard would that be to imitate?
you know the thing.
The what? The what?
Yeah, I mean, this does next slide.
Okay. Yeah,
That
I
could
think
be
if they
better. It could
I
be
think
worse.
if they changed the color scheme, it would have been better. If you give it like Millennium Falcon colored pads, it looks a
Ronnie
little bit more.
says it reminds him of the Falcon, but clean.
Yeah, like an early Lando Falcon.
Oh,
And
like
I
in
agree with
Solo?
Matt. The color
Okay.
scheme. They got to change the color scheme. Get rid of
Okay.
that orange. It's awful.
Okay.
Okay.
An
What
astromech
triggers
back
us
there.
about this?
This has like almost a Cloud City feel right here with that
This has a
orange
Bespin feel
door.
to me.
Well, it's already awkward because he's serving the woman last. So
Wow, rude.
Mm,
Oh
rude.
my god. Honestly, Scotty, I didn't even catch that.
Somebody call the social justice warriors. Let's go.
you asked me what I took away from it. First thing I noticed.
Dude, yeah, Linux hit it on the head. It really feels like Space Odyssey.
Mm.
The whole vibe of it feels kind of Space Odyssey.
We
And
got
then-
a Rhodian back there. We got an astromech.
That
droid.
lobby looks kind of dope.
I mean, honestly, if I walk in there, I'm not like, this doesn't feel like Star Wars. I'm like, this
Yeah, it
is
does look
this
kinda
is
cool.
a beautiful. I mean,
yeah, this looks like special edition Cloud City.
I mean, if those are
Give me that annoying
back
Twi'lek.
tanks on the side, then on each side, and there's like somebody like healing in there, then I'm cool.
I
with
know,
that.
I know. Back to tanks. It's
Hey,
the
you don't
Halcyon.
know.
all
You
have
don't
a
know. Did you go to this
corresponding
place? Did you
location.
see that? There could be people in there. You don't know.
No, this is the Halcyon Star Cruiser, where not only did Han and Leia take their honeymoon right after Endor, apparently, but also Rey and Kylo are now running around the cruise ship too.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't think they were having
that.
any characters on it.
Nope. Chewie is there, which is cool. But then there's also Rey and Kylo, and then obviously the matriarch, the purple Twi'lek gal who sings, which if
We'll get there.
if anybody wants to see it at the end of this stream, I do have the leaked video. I'm gonna make sure that Disney kills my channel by the end of the stream. I have the leaked video. I will play it at the end, but I'm not gonna play it until the end.
Savage.
So yeah, you know, I didn't pull up the actual Twitter feed just because it shows you how insane people are. But if you go onto Twitter and you type in Galactic Star Cruiser, I was expecting to see a mixed bag of reviews, right? Well, first thing that comes up, it's the 20 people that were invited there for free that aren't going to give you an honest review. And then it was everybody that, like, every other tweet was like, you want me to go to the Star Cruiser? I want to see Kylo and Rey making out. Or it was like, hey, are we getting a Kylo Rey hookup on the Star Cruiser? I'm like, why is everybody so obsessed with this shit?
How would that even make any sense?
Yeah, why? Why?
Come on.
Don't worry, I will. We'll get there.
This is what's wrong with it, man. Like, you're
No
not
thoughts?
going to get good. You're not going to get good sequel content if you keep talking about shit like that. Like, you're not. Nobody needs them or wants them on this ship, and it's
So
it's
here's
just trolling. It's just trolling. It has to be. It has
here's
to
another good. No, dude, I checked every
God.
profile that said it. I
This is
went
where
and I
we've
checked.
gone. This is
It's
where we're at
100%
now.
a thing. It's a thing. So then
So-
here is something that we're gonna see from the video a little later. This is the restaurant where everybody's sitting down to drink and eat. What are your thoughts here?
The first thing I notice are the Imperial officer hats they're
Mhm.
wearing.
Bro, those are first order hats.
Okay,
Who gives a shit?
Same
Shut up.
difference.
Hat.
But
Just saying.
of all the things for them to be wearing, like, is there sections of this where it's like, okay, you get to be with the First Order, or you get to be Resistance, or what? How does it work?
Yeah, they're going to integrate that back into the ship, and the First Order apparently does attack the ship and takes over the ship during your stay.
So you get an adventure.
Oh well, then call the presses. I mean, really, again,
Didn't it stop the presses?
it's a bar.
Yeah.
It's a bar. It's a bar in an experience. I mean, are you gonna get upset if you walk into the Marvel one and there's it's the Daily Planet theme, or it just looks like another bar. You know what I mean? It's a bar. It's a bar, and they
I
got
think
new
we can
drinks
all
and-
admit, though, that this looks way better than what we were initially shown.
That's my
agree.
big thing. I'm
I
not.
disagree wholeheartedly.
I'm leaving
Yeah.
my pitchfork in
Yeah.
the pitchfork holder for now, because I don't see anything that's making me raise my pitchfork and grab my torches.
Well, look, I'm not going to spend the energy to pick up a pitchfork over this. I just think it's literally friggin' baffling to me that this exists. Like, this made it through so many people's hands to get to where it's at. That's it's like.
When
How
which
did-
hands are you the most upset that are handling this? Because
you
you
keep
say you're not
trying
triggered.
to make it sound like I'm triggered and upset.
Listen to you.
I'm
You're triggered.
confused.
There are things that bother you about this that you are unwilling to just flat out say. So whose hands hurt you in this experience?
Nobody's, again, I'll
Like,
state
which
again,
hands?
nobody's hands hurt me. What I don't understand is, during the creative process, how is this the final product? That's what I'm trying to understand, because it feels so far away from what, maybe it's just me, what I thought was going to be, what I thought a Star Wars hotel would be like. It seems like it is fucking way off the radar.
You know what it is?
Seems
It's
like
too
your
shiny.
expectations are
I think what we needed was a grittier look.
And I mean,
'Cause
look,
Star
I'm
Wars is
sorry,
gritty.
Matt, I don't mean to interrupt you. Please go on. The fucking chat is saying the same exact thing. They're like, this is retarded.
now. Weren't people upset when we got the Galaxy's Edge bar also? Like
I've heard a lot of good stuff about Olga's
people
Cantina.
were initially like, this sucks. Why's it got to be this? Why's it got to be that?
People were upset about the droid DJ,
Just
which I thought was cool.
again,
Doesn't Rex
I didn't get to go,
DJ there?
but
I
I've
thought
seen
Rex
videos.
DJ'd there.
it's another reason to complain.
I think that if people who have
Luke himself, it's not catered for. Thank you. Luke Skywalker's like, this isn't for me, bro.
I like these images more than their stage trailer that they did.
Yes,
And I
that's
think
what
that people
agree.
could also agree that as far as like the vibe or not aligning with what they're doing, it looks pretty similar to Batu and the restaurants in the actual park. So
Okay.
the hype video was not great, and I don't know if those sets were completely different in that video than they are in this actual bar.
Yeah.
But the bar looks kind of cool. It reminds me of other theme parks I've been to.
You should make your own Star Wars hotel with Obsession that should have blackjack and hookers.
Bro, we're in Vegas.
We're in Nevada, dude. You can totally do that here.
Possible. Yeah, I mean,
Games will go
costumes and themes and wall treatments, everything can be changed. The fact that they're doing something like this is fun and different. And I don't know any other IP that's trying to build a experience as immersive as this in a weekend getaway. Again, everything can change at any given time.
Very ambitious for sure.
It's an ambitious run. Yeah, again, they didn't stick the landing. Again, they didn't really stick the dismount. They really didn't stick much of it in forms of first run. I think their creative team, at least this time, went in with an empty slate, not trying to piece together a park based on two directors having a pissing contest on screen. So at least there's something going on that's exciting and new, and there's always room to make it better, because like Matt said, the initial trailer we got with the guy from the Goldbergs, right?
Yeah.
He did not make me enthusiastic about what was coming, and that did not look good. So my expectations were very low for this, and therefore I'm neither here nor there. Like I said, I'm not going there anywhere unless they're going to say, hey, you four guys want to come down and do the experience and podcast with me? And we'll be like, yeah, then we're in. Sign me up, give me the blue jumpsuit, let's go. But
I would go to check out with them knowing what my YouTube channel is, and it'd be like, that's $8,000. I'm like, you said 6. They're like, yeah, it's gonna be 8.
Yeah.
Well, that right there, that's my biggest issue with it. It's the price. They've limited their audience dramatically. The people who truly would want to experience it. I'm not saying that people who have a lot of money don't like Star Wars. There's plenty of rich people that love Star Wars, but the people that are going to be going to this, the majority of the group, they're not going to enjoy it the way we would. Look at every detail they've put in this place, listening to every sound you can hear, build that atmosphere. It's not going to be the same.
Guess why that doesn't matter?
But
Money.
why? That's the thing. But how much are they truly going to make on this when everyone goes off the bat and then they don't ever go again?
Well, here, you can start with this. So apparently there are quite a few different experiences. What they're experiencing on this first maiden voyage would be if you paid for the entire package. So there's going to be extras, right? And then as soon as you get on the ship, as this tweet states here, you'll be invited to dress in the latest Galactic fashions. So we've got some nice examples of some Galactic fashion here. We have the... I don't know what you call that.
I mean, that's obviously for the kids, so they can, that's obviously for the young
Bunny
ones.
Captain. We have Aowen's cloak.
If I'm going to get my
and then
woman,
we also have the
Hold on.
Loki.
Back up, go back one.
I think those both look all right.
Go back one. if I'm gonna get my woman in anything that is Star Wars, this has the best shot. I'm not getting her in one of those, right? I'm
I
not
mean,
getting her,
we've seen Ahsoka wear something like this.
you know, I'm not like I said, if I'm gonna get, hey babe, here's this cloak you should wear when we go out to dinner tonight. She's
I want to see Obsession in this then.
I mean,
The
minus the gold
Loki.
bars, dude. Cool. Right, let's go.
Loki. Loving,
I mean,
loving the Loki
I
look.
didn't need the rings from the new Marvel movie, the Shang-Chi, but
And
I mean,
for
I'll take
the
'em.
low price of $150, this can be yours.
Yeah, I mean, there's scandalous Halloween costumes that cost just about the same
Yeah.
and are way cheaper.
This one makes me
cheaper
happy.
made.
Now, is that actually the Chewbacca they're using? Because that
mask
looks
is awful.
way better than what I've seen at Galaxy's Edge.
Really?
Because have you ever looked at Chewie at Galaxy's Edge? He
Yo,
looks
what up, Greedo?
off. He looks like something went a little wrong.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't
that
know
looks
that.
like Chewie.
Okay. I was bagging on the eyes. I thought the eyes looked a little weird, but I was thinking maybe it was just the angle or something like that.
Mm.
Here we have Wish Ahsoka.
You might have a nice video in Boomer chat
Uh-oh.
potentially that talks about this.
I love, and Scotty, look, I'm not picking on you right now at all. I just love how perfectly the cricket accentuates how I'm feeling about the Star Wars
Yo,
cruiser
and
right
if
now.
someone would have said something an hour ago, it won't.
That's what
can't-
happens when you're transmitting from the outer rim. Okay.
I can't help myself. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we'll look at another picture here.
Again,
This one
this
looks
is-
pretty cool.
This doesn't bother me.
Yeah, this one I'm pretty okay with.
Like
I
I said,
just, dude, how are you gonna make a hotel for Star Wars fans that no Star Wars fans can afford?
again, this is also just the preliminary run of things. Things change, pricing change.
How
you know,
long until we get a reimagining? Honestly, what do you think?
I mean, this looks like it has way more potential than it did before. I thought it was an utter failure with that first thing we saw. But
Right.
this starts to look like there's potential there. But at the end of the day, I will never experience it. Ever.
Go back up.
I'll
Go back up.
Oh, geez, that picture. This
Go
poor
back
guy.
Keep going.
Oh, not that one. Oh, okay.
One more.
This
That
one?
Yeah. See, now the fact that they made this lightsaber that is just, it's a Star Cruiser edition, it
Mhm.
shows they're putting some thought into it at least.
Yeah,
mean-
it's only another $250 for that after you bought your $150
I mean,
outfit.
bro, the legacy sabers are just as expensive.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Luke I got was not cheap either. Like, let's be real. They're not pricing this any differently than they are at the park.
Now, has there been anything in documentation saying whether or not you can go in character?
You're only allowed to wear the stuff that you can buy on the cruiser.
Okay, so same rules apply at Galaxy's Edge, right? You can't
Yep.
go in your own stuff.
Yep. Oh, Gaia, that's her name. That's right, Gaia. Welcome to the future.
Wait, I mean, that's
Imagine the
every-
atmosphere of this place if you let cosplayers go. It would change the whole aesthetic of the whole thing.
But then they wouldn't buy the $150 garments when they got on board.
Well, they got to up their game and see what's actually out there and what people make and make something of quality.
Mm. Can't disagree there.
Again, I don't see
I
don't
like this.
see I see the price point being my biggest issue.
Yeah.
That's the only issue I have. Aside from that, good
Yeah,
on
to
them
bring the
for
price down a little bit.
good on them for
It's not
being
terrible.
aggressive. Good on them for trying to create something different. I mean, honestly,
Mm.
the clothing, that particular stuff doesn't bother me. It's gonna change. This is the initial run. This is almost like an extended beta test.
Dude,
Um,
and you know what? Not for nothing. That Avengers Academy shit feels like the musical in freaking
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the same everywhere, you know.
It's the same, dude, and it's just because it's Star Wars, and Star Wars, it's easier to again put your crap in a baggie, and light it on fire and leave it on the doorstep.
You know, it's like Star
No,
Wars
it's
is
pretty
now
much
Star Wars
trash.
as a whole is low hanging fruit. Like Star Wars, I feel like is just an easy target
is.
now. I don't
It
know
is.
how we got here.
That's
It is.
100% how they're treating it. Exactly. They're treating it like it's low hanging fruit, and they can just pull something kind of out of their butt, and they're like,
Sure.
"Fuck
Twist
it,
it.
somebody
Yeah.
will buy it. Somebody's
I
gonna
mean,
buy it."
There's
I mean, and this guy's take, I get that, but at the same time, I've been in places where music has been playing and we've taken 5 seconds to toast because we're all hyped to be there. And he's acting like they're not paying attention. It's like, bro, come on. You're reaching just as much as the other
number
side.
one, that's a promo shot. That's not like somebody's iPhone
real.
was taken and it's like, oh my God, you got the colors on your phone so good, right? No, dude. This is a promo shot that was lit. The lights are in a specific place. Everybody's holding that pose
Those
for
lights are fake.
ever.
So do you
so
know
they
who
can get
that
the
is?
shot. Like, let's
Do
just
you know who Jim Schull is?
Yeah.
No.
So Jim Schull was an Imagineer for 30 years at Disney, and was apparently a driving force in getting Euro Disney changed to Disneyland Paris, changing the aesthetic and actually making it successful, because that place was a graveyard for Disney for a long time. So this is somebody who completely understands what it is when you have a customer experience and what you got to do, and had the words here. This image is an example of a trend. This is the part I don't agree with, because it is a stage shot of a trend where the product is being sold to the consumer is less the focus of the importance than the consumers. These consumers are focused on each other, and the environment they're in is treated as unimportant. They could be sitting at an Applebee's. Now, okay, before you go off, Obsession, here's what I'll say. This was the wrong photograph to say that too, is what I would say. If we had the picture of the leaked video that I pulled up, I think that would be a better one. But I think he brings up a really good point, and to hear that from an Imagineer is a really interesting topic.
Clout chaser.
You think so?
Sure.
Huh? Yeah.
100%.
Anytime somebody's got something bad to say about it, it's like, you know what? They're
Dude,
just fucking fake.
I mean, I don't really care who he is.
First of all,
The
we all
fact-
just agreed that it's a staged video.
It's a staged
and
photography.
you also just agreed. This guy's full of shit, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry.
this
What?
is number
You
one.
just agreed this photo is staged. He's comparing it to an Applebee's.
Yeah,
Get
this
the
is a
outta
promo
here,
shot. Yeah.
So
Get
number
outta
one,
here.
I don't know.
I'm getting triggered.
I've spent a lot of time.
Surprise.
Well,
spent a
dude,
lot of
this is
time-
bullshit. Y'all want to call me a shill? This is bullshit. Sorry.
I've spent a lot of time in bars and casinos, and this feels like a Vegas lounge experience, right? This feels like a entertainment experience, and I'm sorry, but this is a set staged photo, and regardless, this dude's retired. Enjoy your retirement. Don't give the audience a reason to
He
come at
also
you.
should know better. He has also created these same damn images.
I
My
agree.
God, bro.
Again, low
Sorry,
hanging,
Matt. Sorry, Matt Cave.
Again.
I want to keep this one up for just a
low
second.
hanging fruit.
Why are you apologizing to
Even
me?
an ex
It's covering your face.
a former Star Wars Imagineer, right? This is even for him. This is easy fruit to pluck. So
Yeah.
I mean,
So have you convinced yourself that this dude went on Twitter to chase clout?
Just now
This
I
dude-
have, yeah, because we all are in agreement that this photo is not being set up in any means to actually
Okay, so
represent.
take the photo
a
out of your
live
head and
event.
just use the quote and think about the Star Cruiser itself.
I don't disagree that it's overpriced, but I think that shit like this doesn't help.
well, hold on. So this image is an example of a trend. The product being sold to the consumers is less the focus of the importance than the consumers. Number one, let's make this statement. How about a week after, when there's actual consumers that have been in the park and done this, not from a promo photo. Number two, unless this man walked through with the people that went through, he really has no leg to stand on giving an opinion of something he's never seen with his own eyes. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And him aside, but this is the shit I'm talking about. This is the clickbait. This is the click hate that gets people interested, that gets you 337 likes that he probably wouldn't have had otherwise, because he hasn't been there and seen it.
What the fuck?
That he hasn't been there and seen it with his own eyes, dude. He's
Let's
judging. He's judging something else by images and what everybody else is saying instead of going there and seeing what they did for himself. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. That's fair.
This is the continuation.
I don't agree with the clout chasing, but not having been there, there's some merit to that.
Of people coming to the IP that obviously this dude's retired and is not involved in that anymore, or if he is, good on him. But this is again a person that hasn't seen a product for themselves, that saw a trailer or heard a rumor or saw something that somebody else shared, and then went on and said, "This is trash." Because of what I show here, that isn't his own image. This isn't his own interpretation. It's an interpretation from a third party or the internet, which again, don't get your information from third party, get it from yourself, and then come out and
do you not think after working for 30 years in Disney Imagineering, this guy doesn't talk to anybody at Disney anymore?
Did he go through himself? Because if he said, I went,
how do you know he didn't?
Did he? Because he would have said that and showed it.
How do you know he didn't?
He wouldn't have said what he said. Oh, this looks like, this appears to be, right? It's not, I went and saw this, this is shit. Because then I'd be like, right on, Jim, good on you, have your opinion. But right now, he's letting the internet dictate his opinion, which is not the way it should be done.
That's what happens with so many things now. When does this go public? When is the public actually allowed to go to this place?
The embargo is lifted Friday on what can be shown.
Okay.
But the problem is that there were a lot of content creators and internet folks that were given the experience for free and that want to be re-invited to more things like this that will not say anything bad about it. And that's just factual.
They'll be allowed to share images though, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
And if Jim Shull is one of those images, I will apologize to him publicly on my channel and give him a rounding applause. But if it's not, I stick to my statement.
Jim Shull doesn't give a fuck about anybody on the stream right now.
I totally agree, but I am willing to concede and show that I'm wrong and admit when I'm wrong, rather than coming out and just throwing trash and seeing what bites and what gets clicks.
Like, are we gatekeeping imagination now? You did it for 33 years, so your opinion now trumps every single other new Imagineer? Like, wow.
Yeah,
well, I feel like you're kind of taking the tweet personally when he's saying I was a Disney Imagineer
because he's a guy who has
years.
been in the, like, if he has any passion in his life for what he does and Star Wars, he's not going to shit on something like this and compare it to an Applebee's.
Did he work on Star Wars projects?
It's just wild to me.
Did he just work on?
And all of his other tweets are about stuff that is not targeted. He'll post an image, he'll talk about the image, not about the trend of the product being sold. Like, that sentence right there is worded in a way that it just sounds like he's full of shit.
My question is, did he work on Star Wars stuff, or did he work on Star Wars stuff, or was he just an Imagineer?
Listen to the way that sentence is worded.
Is my question.
Turned off.
It's a crappy post. He shouldn't have posted to this. He shouldn't have posted.
Did he work on Star
Wars?
Is my question. Did he work on Star Wars? Is my question. Did he do Star Wars projects?
And no one can answer that because all his Twitter's about Mickey Mouse, Coca-Cola shit.
Okay.
So
then that kind of gives me the example that maybe he's an Imagineer for other stuff, maybe the original Disney IP in Europe and Paris, but not connected to the Star Wars stuff. And then he can potentially, you can stick your foot in it really easily nowadays.
He's the godfather of imagination. So he holds the key to all imagination. He's like Mickey Mouse when he puts the hat on in Fantasia. And
did we see Jim Shull in that Disney park and things? Did we see that guy's name in there? Because if we did, then I would expect to know his name, but I don't.
I've never heard of the man. I've never heard the man's name until tonight. And honestly, any image of any event or attraction that comes out before it's open to the public always looks glossy and shiny and crazy before you actually go. I'm interested to see actual photos and possibly videos from people that went in real life.
Oh, just bite your fingernails, because towards the end of the stream we're gonna get shut down. You bet you sweet little beard.
I'm just honestly like, and I'll say it on stream, like the fucking pure disrespect you have for this fucking dude is shocking. Just because he has one bad thing to say about one fucking image and you just shit all over this guy, it's fucking gross. It's really gross.
I don't
dude.
think it's gross at all, dude. We all
gross?
just agreed that his take is trash. I'm just saying his take is trash.
Okay, hold on.
This guy doesn't know shit. Did you even fucking work on Star Wars?
Hold on.
All
I'm
I said
looking
was
up-
this take is trash.
And here's the other thing that I'll say about it. Not once does he fucking mention Star Wars anywhere in this tweet.
it's a
he
picture
says
from
that-
a thing. What?
Yeah, bro.
Where does he say this isn't Star Wars?
This image
Where
is an
on this
example
where
of
on this tweet does he say this isn't Star Wars?
Come on. You can be offended, but honestly, my point is this guy knows.
I'm not
if
the one
he's
that
done
got
this
triggered
job
and was screaming.
I'm screaming.
for he went on Twitter and said this thing. That opens him up
For the clicks.
to the discussion. And the discussion is, was he involved in Star Wars any point in his career? Probably not. So
Right, because George Lucas didn't partner with Disney at all before the acquiring of Lucasfilm, right?
How do we know?
We do know
have you read
because
the
Star
history
Wars
books
has
on
been
everything they
around for fucking ever. Do you not remember the giant AT-AT that's at fucking Disney World that's been there since like the fucking 80s?
I got a picture of me under the
What
foot.
I'm saying is Matt Risbin knows who this guy is, and none of us knew who he was before today. And after next week, nobody's gonna know who he is. I'm sorry.
Again, if he was an Imagineer at the Paris Disney where you just went
Gross or not, his
in the
take is
last, because you
trash.
went over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the last 10 years, then you would probably see some of that on his resume, right? So let's see his resume: executive creative director, Walt Disney Imagineering, from 88 to, no, I'm looking at his LinkedIn from 88 to 2020.
Okay.
So this guy, before that, in 88, he was involved with Marvel, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So really, create, like, say, develop
Really,
new
he
lands.
should drop a comment and thank us because now a bunch of people are gonna know who he is.
I
mean,
I'm
again,
not even going to remember the man's name tomorrow.
again, I'm not shitting on the man's career. I'm
I'm
simply
not trying to
saying,
either, man.
Kind of.
know what you're talking about before you throw a blasted tweet. That's all
And
I'm saying.
somebody,
He
and
literally
somebody who's
says not
designed
associated.
attractions for 33 years for Disney has no idea what it
There's
takes.
nothing in that picture that is more than a bar and restaurant on the attraction. Now, had he mentioned that photo been the entrance or the truck or the lobby of this, then fair. But
Yeah,
he's
he
commenting
did.
on a restaurant in the park. Whoa. Oh my God. This is the trend of the experience that they're selling the product, not to the consumer. Like, come on, let's get off our horse and realize that this is a guy not talking about the experience. He's talking about a photo in a restaurant that is clearly staged, acting like it's not staged. Oh, these people are more interested in each other than the experience behind them. That's not what's really happening in this photo. So yeah. He's gaslighting.
So
He's
do you think even maybe just entertaining the idea that this was an amalgamation of a lot of thoughts that he's had about this project all boiled down into a tweet and you're kind of simplifying it into just a little bit?
Well,
he's doing
that's
the same
all we
thing,
have to go
He's
on, though.
He's trying to put all his feelings into 160 characters, and he's also not being fair.
Make a
He's
video.
not being fair at all.
If you're that
And
upset, make a video that expresses your vocal opinion of it, not 160 words on Twitter that you know is going to get fried, right?
33 years of experience. I think you could explain it to us a little better than that, sir. That's as generous as I can be.
I think this dude kind of he shouldn't have posted this the way he did. It seems like a misstep. I have no idea who it is. And quite honestly, that picture in his tweet has not changed my life in the slightest. But it's just,
for you, Matt K. Me neither.
Like, whatever. People, it's Twitter. People say stupid things on it. That's what it's designed for. It's Twitter. Say stupid shit. And then that's what you do. That's how you promote.
That
the
should be
I'm
their
there. You guys can
slogan.
come say stupid shit to me. It's okay.
That should be their slogan. Twitter, feel free to say stupid shit.
Hey, that's too many words. Not
It's
enough
your
characters.
rats.
Say stupid shit. Twitter.
Tweet. Ah.
Did you get it out now? Do you feel
Yeah.
better?
Yeah. You go to the next thing
Again,
because it's gonna start again. So
I'm not gonna
I'm just,
Jim Scholl's
you
day
know,
in the morning.
I'm gonna have nightmares about this, man.
In fact, I'm already
Jim Schill.
putting my people on finding Jim Scholl so I can have him on the channel so we can talk about it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, do that.
Hey, everybody deserves a voice, right? So, Jim, we're gonna reach out.
Come on down.
I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard when
You
it
can only
comes
do
on
it
my
on
channel.
Zoom. You can only do it on Zoom.
Bring it. I am not afraid to disagree or be proven wrong. I know there's a lot of content creators that are not willing to concede when they're wrong. I'm not that person. I'm wrong a lot.
So are you thinking then that this is gonna slap? This Star Cruiser is gonna be legit?
I'm not saying it's going to be neither here nor there. I think it's going to go over just as well as Galaxy's Edge did in the beginning.
Okay.
I think it gets no more likability than that.
But
I have
we've
a
made the
question.
point that okay, go ahead, Matt Cave.
Well, because I've never been to obviously either the cruiser, obviously, and Galaxy's Edge. I've not had the opportunity to go. I would love to go, but I haven't had the chance to go yet.
Would you
I
have to
heard
bring your kids, or could you go by yourself with like just you and the wife, or would they burn your house down while you were gone?
Oh no, I'd have to bring the kids. And honestly, that's I can't do this without my son. He's got to be there with this.
It'd be me and Matt Cave with a couple tall boys sitting on the
That's
fence.
what I
like,
mean,
Where's
like,
Luke?
Yeah.
We
back
walk around
Jim
the park
Shaw.
hammered while your kids are having a good time.
Bring back Jim Shaw, man. Luke would
Just
be here
yelling
right
at
now.
Ray. You're not Luke.
You're not
This-
my Ray. You're
com-
nobody's Ray.
Oh, look,
comments are
somehow a
pretty nice.
Palpatine returned.
This can't be Applebee's. The drinks aren't nearly big enough.
Nice. Do they have two first nights?
The comments are pretty good.
But
Love it.
what I heard, and
Now,
correct
hold
me
on,
if
hold
I'm
on.
wrong. Somebody told me that there's actually like a storyline happening with Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah,
there's
you can
somewhat of a
be
story arc.
resistance, or you can be resistance or first order.
They're gonna put
Is
this
this
ship in
now-
a movie.
Connected to the cruiser? Like, is this like a if you've experienced Galaxy's Edge, you're now getting more of that on the cruiser?
That's cool.
Probably.
Yeah.
Again, I'm too
I'm-
po.
The reason I ask, it's just because it seems
Mhm.
like an interesting idea to have a storyline that's going on that you've now have this opportunity to continue what you experienced.
And
Like-
imagine if you could afford it too. Like that'd be
Imagine
insane.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
that's the biggest thing.
It says it's set between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
Which, speaking of, God, if you want to change gears, Matt Cave, you've been working on something.
Oh my God, have I been working on something? I'm losing sleep working on something.
Oh God, no, it's consumed you now.
It really has, dude. I've never been this deep into these ever. But yeah, for anyone who's looked at my channel lately or looked at any Twitter posts or Facebook posts, I have taken on a task that has felt impossible, and I feel like I'm actually succeeding. I decided to re-edit and recut the sequel trilogy. Specifically Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. Last Jedi I just recently finished, and there's I can't wait to show it to people because my intent here was to change the tone and change the pacing and also improve story arcs so that we get a more consistent story across the trilogy and make the movies connect, because they felt very disjointed. And I don't mean this in any type of a bragging way, because these are far from perfect. There are some rough cuts in this, I'm not gonna lie. But for the sake of telling the story the way I was hoping to tell it, because a lot of people shit on the sequels, but when you really look deep, there's a lot of good in there. And if you can make that good come together and actually tell a story across the three films, it feels different. The biggest thing I changed was Luke Skywalker, and I'm happy with it, and I think other people will be. Look, I'm sure people will watch this and they'll be like, "Ah, it's shit," and I'm like, "Okay, great. That I appreciate the feedback, but I can't wait to show it to people because I really feel like this is something that could actually unite some fans."
And can you maybe tease the thing that you did for Kylo? Because I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, the intro
With yeah.
that's really rough, but I can bring it up.
Or even just describing it. I mean, even just the way you typed it, I was like, "Yo, that's cool." With like what you brought in from other,
other things, yeah. So
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker is the trickiest one because overall that movie has a lot of good in it, but it jumps a lot and it's all over the place. So I had to create some scenes for the movie.
That's what I'm hyped about.
Yeah, especially the opening, because if you guys remember the opening of Rise of Skywalker, we get the crawl, and then all of a sudden we got Kylo Ren immediately beelining to wherever. It doesn't even say where it is. We know where it is because we've looked into it, but he's just beelining and tearing through people, and suddenly, for some reason, he has a Sith holocron, and he goes to a planet we've never heard of. What actually happened there was he discovered that there's a Sith holocron on Mustafar near Vader's castle, and we were supposed to see Vader's castle in the movie. So what I did was I took footage from Rebels and Rogue One and Revenge of the Sith and created a scene of Kylo Ren meditating, finding the clues of where he needs to go. And then he goes to Mustafar, finds the holocron, and leads to Exegol.
Good on you, man.
Yeah, it
I love
changes
that.
the feel of the open. The pacing, that was the other thing. The pacing of these films are different. Last Jedi moves a lot faster now. And
yeah, that sounds great. I saw the list of stuff that got taken out, and I was like, nice. And then yeah, you did the Last Jedi too.
Yeah. Last Jedi is the one that's now completed. Rise of Skywalker, I'm still working on today. Earlier today, I was working on the death of Princess Leia, and that was rough. I'm not gonna lie, I was wiping my eyes trying to see through the blurriness.
Dude, people are already hyped about it.
You fucking nerd.
to give someone like, because what's one of the biggest complaints people have about the sequels is that Rey is overpowered, which she was. But after watching it the way I've cut this, she's not all that overpowered anymore. There's no more Jedi mind trick in any of the films. The healing ability is gone. Rey no longer saves Kylo. Leia.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, I'm excited to see the way that this was done through like a different Star Wars fan's eyes. I'm really excited to see it. Yeah, which is crazy to think. I'm like, yeah, I'm stoked to see The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. I'm super pumped on it. People would be like,
you know what it is? It's this came from a want to love these movies so much that I had to do something, and I have the technology to do it. It's not professional. It's just I'm working with what I got, and I'm taking what's in the films and I reorganizing it and just trying to have a vision with it and hopefully share something that maybe other people can enjoy also. And then, hey, look, once it's out there, and if anyone ever has suggestions of further changes or even an idea of like, maybe that wasn't the right move, do it this way, I'm open to all of it. Like, I would love to, after it's out there, for someone to do a review and rate it.
Oh, I'm not
going to take any offense to any of it. I want the feedback.
I just think it's cool that you were able to do it. That's the crazy part. Like actually sifting through the footage, recutting it, finding other aspects of Star Wars to plug into it. That's sick, man. And I applaud you because I could not do it. I love it.
This is the theory and speculation that is what I'm most passionate about Star Wars, is the future thinking, the beyond what we've already done thinking that can make it better, that's going to eventually tie things in. We know how Star Wars works. You can call it the multiversal, whatever, fix it, the fix it button. But if it fixes it, aren't we, happy with a fix? I don't know. I don't think
No,
that
a lot of people aren't.
retconning is a bad thing. It's just a recontextualizing of the continuity. Like it's kind of something that a lot of IPs do.
My buddy Andrew, you wanted to love it so much that you changed it. That sounds like every bad relationship I've ever been in my life. I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix it.
I did my best.
Like, I'll say this, right?
Lenny,
So Luke Skywalker,
petting the
right?
bunny, Lenny. Quit petting the bunny.
He's in my version, he's still a very broken man. You can't avoid that in that film. But he's broken for a different reason, sort of. It's a different feel. That's what I wanted to change, was the feeling we had about Luke. Because when you're watching Luke in this film and he's just so angry and he's so negative and the things he says come off as sarcastic and it's just like, you're just being a dick right now.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Nice.
So I that was my intent. I wanted to change.
Oh my God, I'm gonna screw it. Did you take the deleted scene and throw it in there from when he's upset about Han?
And I put a little secret sauce in that one too.
Nice.
There's a couple of little moments I added to these films and sound cues and
damn, dude.
like I have in Rise of Skywalker, I have when Rey goes to the Death Star, I have Palpatine basically fucking with her through the Force, talking to her.
Nice.
Because
That's so cool.
Kylo hears Vader and hears Snoke. I was like, well, Palpatine wants Rey, so why not use that connection?
Dude, and
maybe...
Palps did that to Mara Jade constantly. Like when she felt it, like when she was back over Endor, she can hear Palpatine. She like feels it again. She's like, kill Luke Skywalker. Like, she's got the John Lennon thing going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is where like I have to admit, nuclear take here, gonna lose some subs. This is where I'm starting to like, there are people who I love as Star Wars fans and I love hearing their takes that I'm starting to kind of like veer away from a little bit. I really do. I hate the sequels. That's never going to change, but it's gone. Like that's done. It's over. And there's new Star Wars content coming. And honestly, like if I can enjoy Matt Cave reimagining the sequels and doing a better job, then I can enjoy new content, even if it's the characters from the movies that I hated. I almost said a bad word, that I really hated. You know what I mean? So like, I really, when it comes to Rey, like, I just don't want to see Rey anymore. I'm not going to like cancel Disney Plus and like quit Star Wars and walk away if Rey comes back. But I'm more excited to see new content, content, new ideas, like better ideas, more Star Wars is what I want. More Star Wars. Yeah. And if we have to really like, if we got to get through it and I'm not super happy with it and we have to see Rey, we got to see Kylo or whatever, if it's a good story, great. That's all I want. It's good stories.
Yeah. That's what Scotty's saying. Like, to his point of talking about getting the stories that are way off, like we're getting into the future of things. That's the stuff to really look forward to, because that's going to be brand new Star Wars and stories that we can really get behind, and we don't have to have a bunch of baggage that goes along with it.
Yeah. There's some baggage.
Yeah, and the you talk about pacing, like they could have made these movies longer. We never even understood why, like there was no relationship built between Snoke and Luke. It would have been dope if Palpatine was messing with Luke. Like Luke should have been hearing his voice. Like there was, and his character, I do agree, was diminished. And what they should have done was, instead of making him pull back, they should have made the dark side throttle up. So like the dark side could have literally been that powerful to make Luke Skywalker himself be like, whoa, bro, like everyone I know is going to die. And they didn't really, they didn't deliver that. I can admit that.
We needed a lot more
There was
of
no
that
big
emotional
threat.
conflict. It's like, dude, you know what it reminds me of? It's a lot of people talking about like Anakin, like, damn, he turned too quick. You know what I mean? And then people go back and they, they read the comics and they read the books and they're like, oh, okay, that's what really happened. Like it's kind of like that with Luke.
Evil, bro.
Yeah. My biggest hope is that anyone who does watch it, the moment you witness Luke not throw away the lightsaber, I hope that's where everyone watching really opens up to what the story is and where it's going in this version, because
Well, I
that's
trust
the
you.
key moment.
I trust you. You know what I mean? I trust you. I can't say that about everybody. Yeah. I'm just watching the chat. Sorry. There's some interesting stuff coming through here. Not to harp on the past, but The Last Jedi is the longest Star Wars movie, yet it felt like the least amount of stuff happened.
Well, it's now an hour and 50 minutes.
How long was The Last Jedi?
2.5 hours over plus.
Seriously?
Mhm.
Jesus
Ryan
Christmas.
Johnson, baby.
I mean, look, there's a large portion of that film was Cantobite, which I didn't have a whole lot of issues with, but it's gone now.
Cantobite's just gone?
Was it that large of a portion? How many minutes?
It's about 15 something minutes. It's when you
Yeah, I guess
if you
'cause they
take away like
introduced
the
the other
back and forth.
Yep.
It's Echo Base. What's up? It I had a couple of versions of this and then completed it and then watched it through, and I was like, do I really need this? I felt like I needed Cantobite to explain the code breaker. But then I started thinking about it, going, why the hell do I need the code breaker in the first place? Why can't Finn get into the First Order ship on his own knowledge? So he's gone.
I was thinking about Finn today. You know what? I was
like
thinking
Finn.
about Finn. He said he was a sanitation agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was a janitor. He had to clean the bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stormtroopers can't aim, right?
Oh,
why do you think he wanted to get out of there, bro?
Yeah, that's enough to yeah.
God, that's sad.
And there's all that, like, it's everything's like white and gray, so you see the stains.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Echo Base, Matt Cave's putting out a recut. Rissman's like, I'm not even gonna watch it. Why are we reimagining? Why are we doing things? This will be, I think, Matt Cave, if I watch these, when I watch these, I think it's gonna be the last time I ever watch the sequel trilogy. I'm gonna watch it.
It's the last time I ever watch it too, because I've watched it so much lately.
I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna be like, all right, that's it. I've said my piece, and I'm moving on. You know what I mean? I'm done. It's time for new Star Wars. It's time for new stories. It's time to let's do something better. And then I know the second they bring Rey back in one of these freaking new shows, I'm gonna be like,
that was a really good film.
With their yellow lightsaber and all, man.
Oh man, yeah, really looking forward to that. Yeah. I feel drained. No. We've had some highs and we've had some lows today here on Boomer Council. Did you guys want to hear my highest high?
Ooh, what do you got?
Go ahead. You're Jones in the show.
What?
You can't read it. Do you not recognize that guy?
Yeah. Oh, I know where this is going.
Is that Star Wars Santa?
Star Wars Santa.
It's Star Wars Santa.
What? He sent you a card?
He said,
No,
"May the
he sent
spirit of Christmas be with you always, Star Wars Santa." This is going right up on my wall.
It's a very late Christmas gift, is all.
That's awesome.
Santa!
But wait, there's more.
Santa!
Oh my goodness.
The Razor Crest, ladies and gentlemen, the Razor Crest.
Thing weighs like 45 pounds, dude.
Dude, are all those figures in there too?
Yes.
Dude, everything.
There's,
you should see Santa's unboxing. It's glorious.
There's a vintage collection Grogu unpunched on card back with a chrome pram instead of the one they sold with the regular vintage collection, which is the other one. And then they also have a loose Mando in there. There is an off-world Jawa unpunched on card back with it as well. There's also 4 carbonite bounties, a bunch of different guns and different stuff like that. There's just like there's so much. I'm gonna have to make this video.
Dude,
it's gonna
all
take
the
me a
guns
month.
you have to individually place on the rack
In his weapons locker and stuff. There's an escape. We didn't even know this, but there's an escape. There's an escape pod inside the top of the Razor Crest. So like the top pops open, and there's an escape pod inside the top of the Razor Crest, which has been there since the inception of the ship, and we never knew anything about it.
That's cool.
That's pretty sick.
What jackass decided to blow up the Razor Crest?
That was a sad moment, man.
God, I hope we find another one. I liked that ship.
Well, you wouldn't have your Nubian. You wouldn't have your Nubian starfighter.
I want the Razor Crest back. I was saying to you guys in the pre-show, I was like, I hated the Razor Crest. When I first saw the Razor Crest, I'm like, that ship is dumb. And by episode 3, I was like, I want one. It's got an in-house carbonite chamber. Like, I love it. I love it. It reminds me of like the AC-130 of Star Wars for some reason.
Yeah, it's got that big, bulky, like it's a tank flying in the air, dude.
Yeah. I loved it. He's not going to fit many bounties in that N1. The second we saw that bubble go on the astromech slot, I was like, no, that's a Grogu spot.
Yeah.
But I bet you, dude, moving forward, we're going to get some gnarly dogfights with the N1 and like Imperial Remnant or something and some TIE fighters. Ooh.
Man, that would be sick.
I agree. The Razor Crest is better than the N1. I loved that scene where they did the Boonta Eve Classics so much, but I wish he would have parked it and been like, it's not for me, and then went and found another Razor Crest.
Yeah. They might do something along those lines. He might find another one.
Yeah.
But they're super rare.
I have nothing left to say.
They're super rare.
I'm out of points. Anything anybody want to talk about?
I've said enough.
I think we hit a bunch of stuff tonight that there was definitely highs and lows here tonight.
There is
I've been on a high the whole
supposed,
time. What are you talking about?
Obsession, you got to go Twitter dark now too, because there's supposed Kenobi merch.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it's like, guys, don't we understand Kenobi's gonna have a beard in the show?
Well, I mean, it's the
Wait,
Kenobi,
what?
the Kenobi stuff. The stuff I am pretty.
Just go to Twitter and do Obi-Wan.
I'm pretty
and look at that
confident,
picture. It's just like, guys, that's not a spoiler. I'm sorry.
I've already had Fatal J tweeting me, saying get my money ready.
Oh, that's right. You guys have a bet too.
Oh yeah. His bet was first.
I don't remember what mine was.
Good. So
Off-world.
Off-world. So yeah, he was like, get ready because they showed this thing on somebody said they saw this thing and it's happening, and it's like, cool, we'll find out in May. Like, I'm not reading into it. I'm not looking for it. I'm trying to stay away from anybody that's got anything Kenobi in their trailers. I know who the actors are. I know who's getting cast. It doesn't really matter. Those things don't really matter until we see the premiere, and then we can really make some bets.
I do have one thing I wanted to talk about real quick. Everybody's up in arms about this John Watts Star Wars series thing. So all I know about it is that, and I feel like a lot of people are mixing messages. The thing is that he was rumored to be directing one episode of a show, but it seems to be all over the internet that he's going to be the one to direct this entire show. And the show is something else that people are freaking out about because they're saying it's this Stranger Things High Republic show, and they're one and the same. So what are your thoughts on this entire, and I don't know if it's supposed to be animated or live action or what the deal is. Hawks, do you know anything about like the specifics of it?
I believe it's live action. High Republic.
Okay. So live action.
This is
High
the
Republic.
Grammar Radio, right?
Yeah, that was the working title, right?
Yeah.
And people are mixing it up with the Tales of the Jedi, which might be the actual title, or is that supposed to be a completely different show?
We don't know what that is because it was just given to like crew members as like a little.
Well,
we saw it on that binder.
The record player.
An older audio book.
Yeah, so is it just an audio book of those comics, or like we really don't know anything about it, honestly?
Because I started listening to the audio book that Echo Base put out. It's got some cool stuff in there, so I'm gonna listen all the way through. They got 2 parts to it, which is definitely interesting. But that thing, like you said, that was the thing we saw on that picture from whatever employee gifts they had. There was Tales of the Jedi. So
It was
it's
a
got
record player, if I remember correctly. It was a gift for the Lucasfilm employees, and it was a record player. But on the outside of the box, there was an unlisted show, which was Tales from the Jedi. But I never read, or I had not heard of Tales from the Jedi. Now, was that a book a long time ago?
It was comics,
Dark Horse Comics, I believe.
and then now there was this audiobook that I think is still. I think even the audiobook is old at this point. I never read the comics, but the audiobook so far is interesting.
They were just like, here, do your homework.
I was gonna
And
say,
it's
do
like
we have
all
do we
the
have a date
comics
on it?
audio.
Like, what's the date on the audiobook? 90s? 2000s?
Maybe 90s.
Nope,
I don't
very
know.
vague. Just a photo. That's all I got on that. But
Mhm.
that John Watts, though, dude, coming on board for some Star Wars. Yes, sir.
Okay, so that was going to be my next point of conversation. So I know nothing about John other than the fact that he really didn't do much and then popped on the scene and started making Spider-Man movies like crazy.
I think this is but he also did this amazing movie
Mud
with
putter.
he does this
Get a dad
amazing
joke.
movie with Kevin Bacon called Cop Car, where these two kids literally find a cop car and this cop is loco. I don't want to
Okay.
tell you what happens.
Okay.
But they are literally just like out in a field with the car, yada yada. He comes through on the radio after he finds out about it, and he's like, "Did you open the trunk?" And that's all I'm gonna say. The movie's dope. Cop Car with
what's in the
Kevin
box?
Bacon.
I will check it. What's in the box?
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Okay.
But
That's interesting.
he has done some cool things. I think a lot of his other stuff was like indie TV.
There's a lot of indie films for
He
sure.
looks like he's been in stuff though too, like acting, but I could be wrong.
Well, I don't know anything
just
about
has
him. That's why I was super confused why everybody was like on the high horse. They're like, oh my God, John Watts getting his own show. Oh my God, everybody celebrate. And I'm like, why? So I looked up IMDb and it's like, oh, because he's done 3 Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Now, were they the latest 3 Spider-Man movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I could understand the hype.
Yeah.
Does it translate?
I mean,
Hopefully.
Lucasfilms has better toys.
It's not always a good thing.
You know, the volume, that's a better shooting experience than having to go conventional CG.
Well, I mean,
so if he's good with the tools he has, then just depends on how sweaty he is, really.
Yeah. Look, people coming in from indie film side of things is a wonderful thing because there's so much creativity out there. Like a lot of people don't even know where to find some of these things. I go on runs of just watching nothing but indie films at points. I'm actually on a little bit of a burst of that lately. I actually got my wife to sit down and watch some movies that she probably never would have sat down and watched. But I'm like, look, give this a chance. There's no one we recognize in these films, which actually helps enjoy the story.
Yeah.
And you get to see a really creative side. Like we watched 2 recent ones. One was on Netflix called Time Trap. Really interesting take of time travel. And we just watched one called Parallel. I forget what that was on. That might have been Prime. About a multiverse. Like things we're seeing in mainstream stuff. Time travel and multiverse that we're seeing on epic scales. Yet we just watched an indie film accomplish it with just amazing creativity. I was like, "What? These are the filmmakers that we gotta allow to grow and get into that mainstream." Because then when they start to tell their own stories, we're gonna start to get really good content again on the Hollywood side of things.
But
right?
isn't that? I mean, aside from Robbie Rod, isn't that exactly what they've been doing at Lucasfilms? I mean, how many shows has Bryce Dallas Howard directed? Right? How many shows have these other directors done on their own? Right? Like this is I feel exactly what they're doing at Lucasfilm. And unfortunately I feel like the mainstream directors that have directed anything over the last 10 years involving Star Wars has been kind of, you know, the JJs and the Ryans and now the you know, Rob, I think they should stick to people that haven't done these giant programs and these giant shows and these giant movies because maybe they're trying to put too much stuff in the bag, and that's maybe part of the problem. They're trying to shove too much of certain things into where it doesn't need to be. I don't know.
Agree, dude. I agree 100%. Like, I mean,
So
if you ever want to look back at what makes Star Wars, remember what George did, right? What did he do? He's like, I don't want anybody at a major film company telling me what to do, and I want to use at least less well-known actors, unless it's the sage of the story, right?
Yeah.
well,
And so I'm even of the thought process now that we should have people who aren't Star Wars sweaties directing Star Wars, because I start to go back and I think about Rogue One, and I loved it's like I said, it's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. The dude who directed that, the second guy they brought in, he's like, I don't like Star Wars. I don't like it. And there's a reason why that says something to me, because they're more focused on telling a human story in a Star Wars setting than they are about telling a Star Wars setting, Star Wars story.
Well, I mean, that's, I mean, I feel like this last director, and again, I just had a full on conversation with a bunch of muggles that were very excited with what they got out of Book of Boba. So, the idea that this failed, I go back to disagreeing with that concept, and I don't subscribe to it, because I'm hearing more and more muggles talk about this in the real world, right? I was working one day, and one of the people that I work with was like, my kid doesn't want to talk about anything unless it's Book of Bobby or whatever it is. And I was like,
Dude, this was one of my biggest things.
Smack him
when,
up.
talking about the Book of Boba Fett right now? And he's like, oh, that's what it is. And I was like, okay, cool. If you want to connect with your kid, we should have a conversation.
Admittedly, I keep shilling for this show, The Acolyte, because I've been dying for a dark side centric show. And one of the first things that came out was that Leslie Headland was bringing in all these writers, and the one writer had never seen Star Wars. It's like, what is stopping that person from going and watching it literally right now, falling in love with it, and taking something away from it that they can put into now their already acquired knowledge on telling a good story? I just don't think we should really be opposed to people from all walks of storytelling. It's just crazy.
Well, and look, talented directors is not the problem that really happened with the prequels. Those are two of the most talented guys in the industry, right? That is not the problem. The lack of talent and vision is not the problem. The problem in their circumstance is storytelling, number one, and trying to upstage one another instead of trying to work together. Like, those two guys should have been comparing notes. Those two guys should have been on the phone with one another saying, hey, bro, can you tell me why you did this here so I can not shit on it in my movie? Right? Like, that's the conversation they should have been having. And honestly, Kathleen and Pablo should have grabbed those two by the ear like little kids, shoved them in a room, locked them in there with some food and water, and said, don't come out till you get along. Treated them like two puppies, right? Like, if you're gonna sit here and do this stuff, we need to lock you in a room until you guys can work together. So,
dude, and you're not wrong. They literally flip 180, and in the very next show, all of their behind the scenes shit is a round table of everybody kumbayaing about the story. And,
that's
all the behind the scenes of the sequels are Rian Johnson following himself around with a vintage camera and completely didn't care about the overall story.
Right. And I think, don't get me wrong, I think Robbie Rod has made some amazing movies, but ultimately this is one of the interpretations where maybe having the big names isn't the best idea. Maybe pulling some young talent, and maybe they're not super sweaty, but that's the job of the executive producer. And that's why I think directors should be directors and not included in the executive producer role. You're there to direct. If you want to exec produce, become an executive producer. Right? Don't hold two of the same hats and then get to throw your weight around on decision making. Right? I feel like pick what you want to be, and because you don't see Bryce going, well, I don't see those other people going, I need this exec producer credit. Right? I don't see that necessarily happening, because these people are not huge name directors in their right. Some of them are known better for their acting.
He's a big risk, though, I think, John Watts. Deborah Chow is the one that isn't. If you look at her track record on IMDb, she's been a part of tons of things.
Why
Iron
do you think
Fist,
John's a
Snowfall.
risk?
Because like we're saying, Spider-Man's really it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it really is kind of.
I mean, honestly, dude, he's got to knock it out of the park. Otherwise, you're labeled as the dude that could only make Spider-Man come to life. Like, really, this is a risk for him also, right?
Yeah.
Because
Not
this
for
is
nothing, dude. If this is anything High Republic, that is a much more cohesive group of people as far as the stories being told across everything. So say what you will about the story if you don't like it, but it's all connected, dude. The comics, the books,
And
the
dude, the
young
second
adult
you get away
novels.
from legacy characters, you're in a lot safer space, dude.
Oh,
When you start
yeah.
looking at the core of Star Wars, and you have like
Mhm.
legacy characters, and then you have like Clone Wars and Legends characters, and then you have like stuff that hasn't been touched yet, you're a lot safer out there in the green
Oh
zone.
yeah, I mean, as
Yeah.
much as we all want to see a Plagueis live action, that's another slippery slope because you have
Ooh.
Palps in that, and you
I want
have to do that right?
Dude,
Like,
just
you
do the
can't.
book. Like, how hard is it for them to just
I
do
agree,
books?
dude. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what they're gonna do with Ahsoka in some of these
Mm.
background scenes with her. They're gonna pull some content
Mhm.
from EK's novel because it's such a good read that do some flashbacks with some of that shit. Bring some of that shit to live action.
I hope
Right?
that's what they do, though. Hopefully, cherry pick like the really good Old Republic stuff. Bring the Bane trilogy in. Bring Plagueis
That'd be
in.
great.
They don't have to go any further than that, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, and
wouldn't ruin
Plagueis is such a dark story that would totally satisfy the appetite of all of us that have been waiting for a dark side user. Stay away from the legacy characters, except for Palps, and give us a young, vicious Palps. Show me why that old man is so ruthless.
Dude,
right?
the guy
Yeah.
cuts a dude's heart out and eats it in the
Dude,
Plagueis
right.
book. Like,
That's crazy, dude.
Let's
That is some
go.
Sith alchemy. That
Like I
is
said,
Sith
that's-
alchemy.
And for anybody that, because I know the chat's going to start saying Disney can't do that. Din Djarin walked
Yeah.
through a common area with a head in a bag, right? He cut a man in half, then cut his head
Put
off
it on the dinner
and
table.
cook it, and then put it on the dinner table like it's hibachi.
Mhm.
Disney still
All
won't have a
bets are
dude
off.
eat a guy's heart. There's no way they're going to have him eat a heart. But
But-
I understand what you're saying.
Look-
What I'm saying is, you can do a
Blade,
dark side
too, yeah.
show.
Yeah.
They've literally shown that they have the stomach for it over at Lucasfilms.
Mhm.
Do it, man. Do that story and watch how people shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It
Yeah,
was.
dude, it's there. We can get the grittiness. We can get that stuff. They're letting Lucasfilm go with this stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's gonna be
I don't
some
see-
limits, but at the
I
end
don't
of
see
the
Spider-Man handing over heads to Tony Stark, going, "Here's
Mhm.
here's the Sandman." Right?
I
Like,
got him, Mr. Stark. I got him.
no, bro. No. Even the Punisher, like they're cool hand over bodies at people, but like a bleeding head, I got my own issues with that. Lightsaber should, cauterize that shit. I got my own
Yeah.
issues with it, but still, he walked through town with a bloody head in a bag and then put it on the dinner table. Like, all bets are off with Disney.
That's the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel like what they really need to do if they're trying to win back, and it's dude, this is a big uphill battle. If they want to win some people back, they need to make, and I won't even call it dark. They need to make a serious story. They need to make an emotional story. Like, the only emotions I got from Book of Boba Fett were the emotions that I got when I got nostalgia emotions. We need to get a character that we get emotionally invested in that goes through an emotional journey. They've already got half the emotional investment is done because it's Kenobi. People love Kenobi. Now give us the emotional turmoil and the stuff that makes us feel feels without relying too heavily on nostalgia, and you have a winner of a show in Kenobi.
This is gonna sound corny, but literally rely on the Force. Like these
Yeah.
stories don't have to be any more complicated than a person who is now the vessel that we're gonna follow around. It can be a youth, it could be an adult. I'm just saying, like, bring the storytelling down, bring it down back to the Force, light side, dark side, fear.
Oh,
Dude,
we're gonna
that's
get
what the
you're gonna get
Acolyte
that
totally
in
can be.
Kenobi. You're gonna get that in Kenobi, though. You're gonna get all of that, especially because it seems like to me they're telling two sides of a coin, right? It's not just, and this is where everybody's, for me with Kenobi, I agree. This is for with Kenobi, I feel like they're gonna tell two stories. They're gonna tell the story of Kenobi in the desert, dealing with all of this, talking to Qui-Gon, watching Luke, all that turmoil, but then you're going to get the Vader torment also, and why he, why he's so salty, and see some of that anguish in that. So you're getting both sides. So it's not going to be a show that takes place just on Tatooine. Potentially, we could get Vader hunting Jedi, and then realizing once he's there that's not Kenobi. Got to go find him like a dog on a bone. That there's going to be other stuff than just Tatooine. We're going to see Vader's ship. We're going to see potentially, Ian McDermott. That's I said that right because I get the name wrong all the time.
Yeah.
No, you got it.
He even made a post saying, you never know. He's got a mentor. Mentor could show up. So, and I don't discount that because I fully expect that kind of cameo level.
You know what's going to happen though? People are going to flip out and call a sequel. Oh, a sequel just because Palpatine comes. I'm not going to be one of them.
I agree, but I mean, having Palpatine showing a hologram of Palpatine tormenting Vader from across the galaxy is not a bad scene to show the might of the Emperor in this show, right? To show how he doesn't have to be next to you to get you, right? To get to you. And I feel like those kind of things in Kenobi are going to be the other side of Tatooine being bland. Oh, we've seen so much of Tatooine. We've seen so much. They're going to give us other stuff with Vader off-world doing stuff, not just him in his chamber thinking about Kenobi.
I think we get Palpatine for sure. But Rissman, I mean, this is if you distill everything down to its core point, you have the Force and identifiable villains, just like Scotty was saying. Like, it's not that hard. There's somebody who inherits the light, who inherits the dark, and you put those two at a battle, and then boom, Star Wars. Like, it still blows my mind to this day. Like you were saying, bring the storytelling down. The best Star Wars out there is stupid simple. It's so simple.
The hardest part, I think, even for me, is going to be like the whole Jocasta new thing. The Force will find its vessels. So I'm gonna have to invest myself in a new character that I don't know how or why they got the Force, and I don't know. It's just like I don't want to have to tell these stories. I really don't.
Well, and that's what's easy about the next show. The next show already has foundation for these characters, so they're just filling in some gaps and giving us some great action on both sides of it. So to see Vader with some Inquisitors is not going to be a surprise, right? He was heavily vested in the Inquisitors in the hunt for Kenobi, and that's for me kind of what this show is. This show is the hunt for Kenobi, and Kenobi sitting. It's a big game of hide and seek, right? And Vader's looking, and every time a lightsaber sparks in the galaxy, he's like a dog with a bone. He's got to find it, right? And so this is, this is going to be some great storytelling, to the point, like Den of Nerds, Josh has been saying, they went back and they're really putting all of the best people on this right now, because they
better.
Well, but they're like with the polishing, not with the storytelling, with the polishing, finishing the CG, getting it perfect, making sure the sounds are accurate, because people like you shit on them during Boba because the E3 blaster didn't sound right.
Wrong.
Right. So for me, I feel like that's why they went through and they're taking multiple looks at this. I feel like because of what happened with the reshoots on Boba, they're having multiple people watch and see if you see anything wrong. Hey, watch and see if you see anything wrong, because they know this is the cross that most of us are going to die on.
Yeah, this is
I
can't believe you just said that.
I mean, there are a lot of people that this is going. I'm not saying it's me. I'm just saying there are a lot of people that this is the cross they're going to die on.
This is the biggest risk that Disney Star Wars has taken yet. This is bigger than the sequels. This is bigger than everything.
Well, to the point that they went back and redid everything because it was incorrect, right?
Dude, and they're bringing back Hayden and putting him in the suit, out of the helmet, everything. Like, we only got deleted scenes and stuff.
John Williams, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The polish that's going on this. John Williams coming back and scoring.
I'm sweating.
Right? Like this,
I'm getting nervous, dude.
This
same dude
is going. That's what I'm saying. This show, I'm telling people, this show is going to be probably the best Star Wars we've ever seen, right? And I can genuinely say that. This is
Dude,
a story.
that's a big.
This is the story everybody everybody, whether you're a
Yeah.
light side guy, you're
Dude,
a
I'm
Vader
gonna
guy,
melt, bro.
whether
When
you're
Anakin
a
shows up, I'm
fan.
done.
Yeah, as soon as Hayden
I'm
shows up
done.
in that mask, as
I
soon
can't
as
even
he,
talk
as soon
about
as you hear the and the mask
Oh.
comes on, dude, I'm getting chills
Mm.
talking about it now. I might throw things across the room, right? Because Hayden is Vader. And I had an argument with a friend of mine. We were playing Fortnite. And I had an argument. He's like, well, Hayden sucked. And I was like, slow your roll, Padawan. Like, put it back in the holster. And let me tell you why Hayden was the man.
Well,
And I
this
gave him
isn't
homework.
this isn't just a movie, dude. This is a new trilogy. When you think about
Yeah,
it, it's 6
it is.
hours of content. This is a new trilogy.
This is a
about one
Kenobi trilogy.
particular story.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I was telling him. I was like, look, dude, I gave them homework. I'm like, okay, you genuinely believe he did a bad job. Go back and watch Vader in any of the old movies, any of the OG trilogy. Watch Vader, watch his mannerism, the way he moves, the way he speaks, and then go watch Hayden's version
Yeah.
when he becomes Vader. It's amazing.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
That's why I love Hero Fan Productions. Like, I mean, the dude, and I was shocked because, like, I thought Hero Fan Productions was like #1 on YouTube. Like, everybody watch Hero Fan Productions, and I got to talk to him, and I'm like, I'm talking to a movie star, you know. And then I was telling everybody, I'm like, dude, I got to talk to HFP. I got to talk to HFP, and everybody's like, I don't know who that is. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
they make great content.
The
But I
dude
guess-
is a legend, and he does a superb job of putting Vader next to Anakin
It's amazing.
and doing Hayden and Prouse together. And when they act, the same look, the same movement,
Everything.
the same everything. Like
even
he
to
nails
the
it.
point where Dave Filoni in Rebels, I'm sorry, in Clone Wars season 7 duplicates the scene when Luke is on the shuttle and he's like, I shouldn't have come here. I'm endangering the mission. And Ahsoka, they put Luke and Ahsoka in 2 frames side by side of that scene, and then they show Vader and Anakin, animated Anakin, making the same motions and then saying almost the same verbiage, right?
Yeah.
It's just poetry that how good Hayden did. And these are the muggles that when I tell them you don't know what you're talking about, I've watched these movies more times than you have.
They're never
ever
gonna
done anything,
understand.
right? Like I genuinely gave them homework, and I'm like, if you don't believe me, go do your own homework, and we'll talk next time after you've done your homework. But I can't have this conversation with somebody that doesn't even. You need to see it from this perspective.
Can't have conversations with people who don't do homework.
Go your homework.
Scotty, you need like one of those big.
I'm so excited to just really continue this stream and have a good time. You know
What
I mean?
happened?
I don't know. It must be that Starlink internet or something. It's all broken. I don't know what's going on.
Yes, I have foreseen.
Anyway,
Cool. We're gonna jump.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Kenobi. I really am. Obviously, you know, I'm nervous. I think a lot of people are nervous. This is apocalyptic level event for Star Wars. This is huge. Do you think we should do like together watch party, or we should all do our own separate and just watch it ourselves?
I don't think we should do separate watch parties because that's a lot of pieces of the cake you're splitting up, and everybody's going to come here for the most parts. But I do have to say that watching with you guys is distracting as shit, and I got a different interpretation when I watched it by myself.
Yeah.
So then why don't we do
what if you just
pre-party?
minimize us?
Yeah, pre-party, and then split up. Everybody go to their corners, and then we'll watch the show. And then after, everybody groups back up and talks about it.
I mean,
I like to watch parties.
I mean, I like the watch parties too. I just feel like I watch you guys, and then I'm like
So
the
just
guy
stop
from
watching.
Happy Gilmore. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll try
did it
to
too.
not be so. I am a maniac during some of these episodes.
well, and
bro, I'll admit.
X-Wing's face during the finale of Boba Fett just had my tire flat the whole time because he was like, somebody kicked my puppy.
I wasn't super happy.
You weren't, and it totally removed
Yeah.
me. And I watched it with my better half in the morning, and I was like, that wasn't as bad as I thought. But I think you were pissing in the Cheerios while I was trying to eat it, and
we all just turned our cameras off.
It just didn't work
Oh
out.
my god.
I have a very commanding presence. They call me Commander. Everybody's just like, I'm gonna vibe with him. Like he's not vibing, so we're not gonna vibe. I guess we're not vibing. Okay.
I'm rebelling. I'm part of the rebellion now.
Yeah. So okay, maybe that's what we do then, because
We'll figure it out, dude. Honestly, I like having you guys around because sometimes watching your expressions is better than what I'm seeing on screen. So like,
I'm gonna have some theory moments in Kenobi, probably in like the first 10 seconds. So,
oh, it's okay. I'll make fun of you if you cry.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
good.
I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. Like, this is one of those shows where it's tough because, like, for me, I don't want to do a watch party. Like, I want to be alone. I don't want to do any of this stuff. And so I'm going to do, just because I know people like want to watch it with me, they want to hang out. I'm going to do everything I can to make it feel like I'm watching it by myself. Stuff. And so I'm going to do.
Yeah.
You hear that?
I'm going to do everything I can to try to make it like I'm just on my couch by myself. And so that way, at least like any, genuine reactions will come out and stuff like that. It'll probably help me to try to hold back a tear or two. That's what I'll do. I'll try to stay a man, but it's going to win. It's going to win eventually. You know what I mean?
We're all going to be breaking down. I mean, it's just, it's inevitable.
It's going to get you no matter what. It's all good.
It's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how the watch parties go. I mean, it's like I said, it's more fun to have everybody together and get the tubes and the watch hours and the but we'll do it anyway. I can watch it. Great thing is I'm going to watch it with everybody in the morning anyway. So
yeah.
So let's finish this bitch with
I'm the dude playing another dude.
playing another dude. Let's finish off with your video so that we can get shut down and end the stream.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. We're not going to talk about it after. We're just going to end the stream on this.
Yep.
Oh, well then before you do that, real quick, just sort of a, I guess I'll call it a housekeeping thing. But one, I want to say thank you to the new subscribers that joined my channel during this stream. And I just wanted to touch base with everybody because everybody here is on a little bit of a journey. And Scotty, you're riding towards 200. Obsession, we're heading towards that 500 for the giveaway. 4 more for Scotty, guys.
18 more.
Ooh, okay. We're
everybody
is
share the streams.
Yeah, dude. It's been, like I said, I'm stuck. I'm in the dirt. I'm spinning my wheels.
Anybody who's not here, I think like Bio, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be. Mike Porter, I'm not sure if you're yet. GraphWeb, I don't know.
I'm gonna do I got something I don't
think GraphWeb subscribed over there quite That's okay.
And you can send send all butthurt right here on Twitter.
Yeah, and honestly, not the best show ever, but definitely not the pile of crap everybody is labeling it as.
I'm less mad at it now. I'm
best show ever.
I'm a dude playing another dude disguised as a dude.
Yeah, don't forget the links are in the chat. This dude's about to give away a friggin'
yes, thank you, Risman.
OLED Switch.
Dude, and I can't wait. It's all back there. See, it's all there's that one, and then there's that one.
Yo,
and there's
okay,
stuff up here.
And politics and 90 and Spidey and 90. You guys both have like 4 accounts, so just use those 4. Go hit them all 4.
I mean, look,
do it
because
I'm really bad at this too. He's not full of shit, guys. It doesn't have a nose because of green screen.
Oh, what did you do already? You broke him.
I have a squeaky wheel.
Now it really looks like a hairdryer.
Oh, I love Dio.
Yeah, Dio.
He's going to become part of the streams.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right. So okay,
it's going to be
Bio
cool.
got him.
But yeah, I think I do think that you guys should get on because I want to give this thing away, so I have the justification to give something else away. So yeah, I just like giving shit away. I like giving back to the community. I still have to send my PS4 out to who. So I got to probably get that out tomorrow. But yeah, man, I like giving stuff back to the community. It's not about taking. So get over there, subscribe, so we can do this big thing, so we can get the hopper out.
He gave me everything when I had nothing.
I know, right? I know. And I even give stuff to people other people don't like because I like everybody. So, well, there's certain people I don't like, but that's aside the point. But yeah, come on over. If you don't like the stuff, just get in the giveaway. Just subscribe, get in the giveaway, and then put my channel on the bottom of your roster so you never see it. And that's okay. And I'm okay with that. There's no shame in it.
Buy it, stick it in the closet, never look at it again.
Never look at it's like that pair of shoes you bought that you love. You don't want to get dirty with the grass, but you only wear around the house.
Yeah.
You never
All
tell
right.
your friends about them.
The moment
the
you've
video.
all been
Roll that
waiting
feed.
for, the moment you've all been waiting for, the leaked Disney Galactic Star Cruiser video.
Oh boy.
Oh, Disney's gonna. I
see
kind
you
of
on
want
the
to
other
leave it up to
side.
see if. Well, I kind of want to leave it up to see if they're gonna get me. I don't think they care about me though.
They're not
Let's
going
see.
to care about the image. And I don't think they're going to get you at all. We'll see.
Okay.
How
Let's do
long is it?
Let's see.
30 seconds?
Just talk over
It's
it a
only
little bit.
yeah.
The algorithm might get you.
No, don't talk over it at all. I just want to
No,
see if I'm.
gonna
Cool.
mute-
I want to
gonna
see
mute
if
my
I'm.
mic.
I'm
I want to see if I'm cool enough to get targeted. Formulate your own opinions. I will see you next week on the Boomer Council.